All right, let's get right into it. We're going to take one super intense scene from the show Mr. Robot and use it to dissect a communication breakdown that, let's be honest, happens all the time. You know the one, the huge gap between the tech team that just saved the day and the leadership team that has no idea how they did it.
So picture this. A massive cyber attack has just been stopped cold. The stakes couldn't be higher. Even the boss admits, this thing should have been an absolute catastrophe. The fix worked, everyone can breathe, but the real problem? Well, that's just getting started.
And this, right here, is the heart of what we're talking about today. See, it's not enough to be the hero who swoops in and stops the attack. Now you've got the really hard job, explaining what you did to people who don't speak your language. And this is exactly where things usually fall apart.
So, everyone's gathered in the conference room. The immediate danger is gone, and on the surface, everything seems okay. But don't let that fool you. The real crisis is actually just beginning. A storm of miscommunication is brewing right under the surface.
The boss kicks things off with a little praise, which seems like a good start, right? But listen closely to what he's focused on. Just the outcome. You did good. He has no clue about the process, the details, or even the person who first spotted the problem. And that is our first major red flag.
And here we go. The calm is officially over. The conversation shifts to the timeline, and one little detail, a 28-minute gap, suddenly becomes a huge point of conflict.
Okay, so here are the facts. The breach gets noticed at 2:07 in the morning. The expert gets to the office at 2:35. Now, to any tech person, that's a pretty decent response time, especially in the middle of the night. But to the boss, that 28-minute gap looks like a massive, inexcusable delay.
And boom, this question says it all. From the boss's point of view, the #1 priority is speed, immediate action. Why waste time driving to the office when you can just log in from home? It sounds perfectly logical, if you don't know the whole story.
This right here is the whole problem in a nutshell. You've got leadership on one side, totally focused on speed, get it done now. And on the other, you've got the tech expert, focused on security, get it done right. She knows that logging in from some unsecured home laptop could have actually made things 100 times worse. So they're not really arguing about 28 minutes. They're arguing from two completely different worlds.
So things are already tense, but now the conflict is about to get personal. It shifts from being about the process to being about the people. The tech expert tries to give credit to Angela, the person who found the breach in the first place, and the boss's response is just, wow.
I mean, can you believe that line? With one sentence, he completely dismisses the person who literally saved them. He draws a hard line in the sand between the tech-savvy people who he thinks matter and, well, everyone else. He just doesn't get that in a real crisis, every single person has value.
And look at the damage a comment like that does. It's not just about hurting one person's feelings, it poisons the entire well. He's basically telling his team, if you're not a tech person, stay in your lane. Your input isn't welcome. It just completely destroys the collaborative culture you absolutely need to prevent the next crisis.
Okay, the tension in the room is now off the charts. The boss is done talking about process, he's done talking about people, he wants one thing and one thing only. He wants a simple answer to a ridiculously complex question. You can just feel the frustration here. He's openly saying he doesn't care about the technical work. To him, looking through a packet, which is literally the job, is just a waste of time. He's saying, forget the how, just give me the who.
And there it is. The question that just kills all nuance, all explanation, all problem solving. He doesn't want to understand what happened. He just wants a name. He wants someone to blame. And this is when a postmortem turns into an interrogation.
Now, to understand the expert's answer, we need a quick vocabulary lesson. He mentioned something called a rootkit. Just think of it like this. It's the secret set of tools a hacker leaves behind so they can sneak back into your system later and cover their tracks. Finding this thing is everything.
So remember that simple question, who did this? Well, this is the real answer. This is the actual work. You can't just find a name. You have to find the file they left, pull apart the malware inside it, hunt for a hidden pattern of internet addresses, and then crack the code on that pattern. The answer has to be complicated because the problem is complicated. There's no simple who without getting through the messy how.
So after watching that absolute train wreck of a meeting, what can we actually learn?
Well, the real problem in that room wasn't just malware on a server. It was like they had a rootkit in their communication, a hidden, malicious problem designed to block any real understanding.
So what's the solution? Well, it starts by just admitting that both sides have a point. Speed matters, but so does security. It means you have to value what everyone brings to the table, especially the person who saw the problem first. For the tech folks, it's about learning how to explain your brilliant work in simple steps. And for leaders, it's about being patient. It's about asking how and why, so you can understand the problem, instead of just demanding who and when.
And really, that's the question this whole thing leaves you with. It's easy to sit back and blame the boss or blame the tech expert, but the real challenge is to look at our own teams and ask that tough question. What are the hidden biases, the unspoken frustrations? What's the rootkit messing with our communication and stopping us from actually working together?